السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. النهاردة هنعرض مع بعض some kinds of polynomial function. Number one, the zero degree function اللي هي طبعا ايه الاسم بتاعها اللي ايه المتداول بينا هيبقى الايه constant function. طيب ايه الكونستانت فانكشن دي؟ كونستانت فانكشن زي ما هنشوف دلوقتي الديفينيشن بتاعها بالظبط كده f of x equal a where a is a real number. طيب نشوف اكزامبل على ايه الكونستانت فانكشن دي قدامنا دلوقتي. For example f of x equal 3. This function its domain r، يعني معنى كده ان الفانكشن نفسها كالعادي يعني اللي احنا عارفينه انها from r to r and also its codomain r but its range is this number اللي هو 3 قدام. This function represent graphically أو أي constant function represent graphically as a straight line parallel to x-axis. For example, this function f of x equals 3, it passing through the point 0 and 3 like this. Another example for this function f of x equal 0. This function, its domain real number, its codomain real number, and its range is the element 0 only. Okay? And represented graphically by a straight line that coincident on x-axis, like this, passing through the origin point here, like this line coincident on x-axis. Another example for the constant function f of x equal -2. This function, its domain real number, codomain real number, and its range is element -2 and represented graphically by a straight line parallel to x-axis but below it and passing through the point 0 and -2 here. Okay? The second type of polynomial function is the first degree function. Number 2, first degree function. First degree function. And it's called linear function. This function, its domain is a real number and also its codomain is a real number. And the general form of this function is f of x equal ax plus b, where a and b are real numbers. A and b belongs to r. A and b are real numbers. Here x to the power 1، عشان كده سمينا النوع ده من الايه من الفانكشن first degree function. Represent graphically as a straight line, but this straight line not parallel to x-axis or y-axis. This line is drawn diagonally like this or like this. Okay? Example for linear function in your book page 16. Represent graphically the function f from r to r, f of x equal 2x minus 3. F of x equal 2x minus 3. This function, its domain r and also its codomain is r. We want to represent it graphically. How can we represent it graphically? We can make this table. The first here is x, the second here is f of x or y. You can make another row for the point. If we put x as 0, 2 times 0 equals 0, 0 minus 3 equals negative 3. The first point represents this line is 0 and negative 3. So the straight line represents this function passing through the point 0 and negative 3. If we put x as 1, by substitution in the function, 2 times 1 equals 2 minus 3 equals negative 1. The other point that the straight line passing through it is 1 and negative 1. We can put another point for satisfy the straight line, like 2. 2 times 2 equals 4 minus 3 equals 1. Then it passing through point 2 and 1. We can draw now this straight line by using 3 points or 4 points or 2 points, at least 2 points. Now we draw this function as a figure. Look at here. The first point is 0 and negative 3. Second point is 1 and negative 1. Third point is 2 and 1. Then don't match the points, but draw straight lines that passing through the 3 points. This straight line represents this function.